Welcome to the Uzziah Show, where being young, black, and successful is celebrated. I am your host, Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have any questions about your business, your career, or your finances, then this is the channel for you. Thank y'all so much for joining tonight. I'm very excited for tonight's topic. And just to give y'all a quick background for those of y'all that are tuning in for the very first time, I paid off over $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from Baylor University in 2013. And since that time, I've become a best-selling author, real estate investor, and entrepreneur. But I created this show to help you get to the next level. So for those of y'all that are on, please feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know your name and the city that you are from so I can give you a shout out. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to invest in Black owned businesses. I'm telling y'all, this is going to be one for the books tonight, y'all. I'm not going to gas it up, but this is a very important topic that we must discuss. How to invest in Black owned businesses. Now, I want this to really just be the start of a bigger conversation. So I'm going to try to get through as much as I can in this episode, and we may pick up on it a little bit later. I'm also going to open up the phone lines. Y'all know I love to see y'all on camera. So get prepared to tell me all about your thoughts on how we could take a step forward in investing in our community. And lastly, I want to make sure that I celebrate your wins. This is the place where we celebrate you. So if there is something that you have accomplished and you want us to celebrate it, then please leave a comment and let me know all about it. And of course, how could I do a video on how to invest in Black-owned businesses without mentioning that this platform allows you to promote your business for free? If you own a business, send me the details, including your website and the details, and I will promote your business on this show all for free. So, y'all know I'm ready to get into it. I'm excited. Are y'all commenting yet? Are y'all letting me know who you are and where you're from? The brother Chief in the South said that he's the first ones. Greetings, my brother. It's good to see you as always, Black man. Thank you for the support. Mitchell Anderson said, "Good day, brother. Can't wait to hear what is in store today." Yes, man. Let's start inviting people. Make sure that if y'all are just joining, make sure that you come in and you smash that like button. Let's make sure that we do everything as good as we can possibly do it to get this message out. One of the biggest ways that we can do that is by smashing that like button. Chief in the South name is Brian Patterson from Newport, Arkansas. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to Ariel from Austin, Texas. Now, I want us to discuss this before we get into tonight's talk. Now, y'all know with every show, I try to give y'all as much free game as possible. As y'all saw from last night's episode, I did an entire segment on how to have a productive week. A lot of gems was dropped in that episode. I want to put a lot out on tonight's show as well. But all I ask from y'all in return is, number one, no bad energy. I know that this is a very taboo subject for some people, and we're going to touch on a lot of things. But please, no matter what, let's keep it respectful. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to see eye to eye on every approach, but let's act civilized and let's act hospitable to one another on this talk, because y'all know when it comes to talks like this, you got other people that's just waiting for us to cut up. So let's show ourselves a good representation to the rest of the world, that we are ready to take ownership of our communities. Number two, keep the engagement flowing. I need to see comments going non-stop on this, y'all. I need this to be a non-stop show. If you're on, keep the comments going, keep the energy high. Shout out to Sister Ariel from Monroe, Louisiana. Let's make sure that we pray for Sister Ariel, her family, as well as all of our people out in Louisiana. Let's make sure that we stay prayed up for Louisiana right now. Some of y'all may not know they've been exposed to a Category 5. It's a lot going on out there, y'all. We may need to send some resources out there. We may need to send some help. So please make sure that y'all stay prayed up for everything that's going on out there. Right now, they're talking about over 1 million people in Louisiana being without power. Tia to you said tuning in from the malicious mitten. Okay. Greetings to you. Thank y'all so much for joining. Thank y'all so much for joining. Thank y'all so much for joining. Now, again, keep the engagement flowing, y'all. Send me comments, okay? Make sure that y'all cam up. I'm gonna put this camera link up very early, because I don't want to make no excuses. Make sure that you're on. My brother Yasha Allah is in the house, so you already know what time it is. It's time for us to get busy tonight, y'all. It's a new week. We got fresh energy. Let's get it, okay? So make sure that y'all cam up tonight, and no matter what, keep the likes up. Keep the likes up. Y'all know the house rules. The likes got to be at over 50%, because we've got to tell YouTube to start promoting positive Black media. YouTube is only going to promote this if you want to see this on. And the way that we tell YouTube that we want to see this on and exposed to a larger community is if we smash that like button, y'all. It's totally free. It only takes 2 seconds. Just smash that thumbs up button and we'll be good to go. All right. And guess what else? A lot of y'all have seen these hoodies and the shirts that I've been wearing for Black Men's Career. Greatness begins here. Once the channel hits 10,000 subs, I will offer this clothing directly below the YouTube videos. Once we reach 10,000 subs. So if you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. Tia, thank you so much, my sister, for sharing and liking. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for supporting the community. And I got to tell y'all about the importance of the super chat. Now, if you have any questions about your career, about your business, or your finances, then leave me a super chat and just put your question in that super chat comment. So that way I can stop the show and I can address your question directly. For those of y'all that have been on the show before, you'll have seen people have left super chats with business questions, and we talked about real estate. We talked about investing in the stock market. You know, we talked about becoming a best-selling author. When our community asks important questions about growth, it benefits everyone. So don't be afraid to throw a question out there that's really important. Make sure that you put it in the super chat, so that way I have a valid reason to pause the entire show and address it. That would really go a long way. And for those of y'all that love what this show is about, you love the talking points, you love the energy, you love the gems that are being dropped, please, please, please leave a super chat. For those of y'all that don't know what the super chat is, super chats are donations to the show that helps to keep the show going. If I don't get support for the show, I don't have the right resources to run it, y'all. It takes equipment, it takes a team to be able to keep this show up and running. So please, if you like this show and you want to keep this thing moving, as Yasha Allah just did with the $20 super chat, way to lead by example, my brother, then please donate by giving your super chat. All you have to do is hit the dollar icon that's directly under the live chat in YouTube. For y'all that are on right now live and you are commenting, just look directly below where you are commenting at. You will notice that there is a dollar icon there. Tap that button. That will allow you to donate to the show and give your super chat to keep this show going. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to our donors. Y'all know, for all of y'all that donate on a continuous basis, y'all are not just viewers, y'all are sponsors. So thank all of y'all for your sponsorship. Y'all know the brother Yasha Allah. He is a sponsor of the show, and I can't wait to shout out the rest of y'all for being sponsors as well. I want to shout out these two brothers named Andrew and Ramon, because they've been leaving Cash App donations. For some of y'all, you may not know how to really work the super chat. So if you feel more comfortable giving a Cash App, the information is on the screen. All right. I've got the PayPal information on there, the Cash App information, as well as how to follow me on IG. So let's get into this thing, man. I want to talk first about how to have your business promoted, because the topic is about how to invest in a Black business. I have pledged to promote Black businesses on this show for free. All you have to do is send me an email with what your business is about, and if it is the right fit for this channel, I will promote it on air. I will promote your business live. I've promoted credit repair businesses on this show. I've promoted agricultural businesses on this show, natural juice companies, the list goes on. So if you have a business and you want to get support from our community who is looking to invest in you, everybody who's tapping into tonight's show has a genuine interest on how to invest in Black-owned businesses. So if you want your business to be one of the businesses that is invested in, then please send me an email with your website, what your business is about, and how people can get in contact with you, so that way I can give you some shine on the next show. All right. This show gives us a platform for us to celebrate each other, for us to promote each other, because if we do not invest in ourselves, then nobody else will. This is the only positive Black male media outlet on YouTube that talks about financial, spiritual, and community empowerment. You are not going to find all of this in one place. And if you don't buy in to positive Black media, then nobody else will. We always talk about the things that we don't have, but if you do not get behind it, do not expect anybody else to do so. I've talked enough. Let's get into the topic. How to invest in a Black-owned business. Business ownership is a key to wealth creation. 2/3 of all millionaires in America are business owners. This is the reason why the school system was created. When you study the history of how America was built, the school system was designed during the Industrial Revolution to teach common people how to be the worker for business owners. It is important that we understand ownership in this society. 2/3 of all millionaires are business owners. So this is a very important topic, my people. I want us to be dialed in. I want us to take notes. I want us to ask questions. We really need to pay attention. If we want to see better for our community and better for our culture, this is one of the most critical lessons that I could ever give. For those of you out there who aspire to be millionaires or beyond, it is most likely for you to achieve that goal as a business owner. It's not to say that it can't happen at a 9-to-5 job, but chances are it will come much slower because your income is capped. When you own and control a successful business, you have access to an unlimited income. You set your own salary and you control your own potential. You can get to millionaire status faster as a business owner. So it is very important for us to tap into this as a source of wealth creation. Okay. We need to be business owners if we are going to grow and enhance the Black community. And I'm going to tell y'all something right off the rip. This is the reason why all of these other communities own businesses. We are the only group in America whose people primarily work for other races of people. You look at any other community in America, by and large, the majority of their people work for themselves. This is not a race campaign. This is purely facts. Look it up. These communities understand that the key to wealth is business ownership. Not only does it allow their community to make money, it creates job security within their culture. When you look at nail shops, that's creating job security. When you look at these, hair stores where our sisters frequent, that creates job security. It's more than just wealth. It's making sure that your sons and daughters always have something either to fall back on or take to the next level. When y'all saw Donald Trump in office as the president, he started out with his father as a millionaire. So wealth creation starts with business ownership. Now, Black people only own 2% of all businesses in America. So that's a big problem that we have to address. We got to understand that statistically, less than 1% of Black women receive angel investment funding. So we typically find it's hard for us to gain the right connections to venture capital funding. If we do not invest in ourselves, nobody else will. And it's important that we learn how to run successful businesses and that we get these businesses off the ground by us investing in our community. We need to set the tone on how to invest in our community so that it can thrive. Okay. So today I want to show y'all how we as a people can be effective investors of Black owned businesses. I believe that there is a right way to do it, but we just have to follow the right format to help us take action. There's a right way and a wrong way to do everything. And I want to start the conversation on how we can invest in our community effectively. Okay, so let's get into this topic. I need y'all's comments on this one. This is a very important lesson. I need y'all talking on this one. I need y'all smashing the like button. I need y'all super chatting. I need the energy high on this one, y'all, because there is somebody somewhere that is looking for encouragement on how to start a business, and they feel that they are hopeless. They don't come from a family of business owners. So they are looking for a community of brothers and sisters who can help them along the way. We must be the change that we want to see. I got 5 keys on how to invest in a Black owned business. The first one is focus on the owner, not the business. I told y'all there's a right way and a wrong way for us to get in front of this. And one of the biggest challenges that we face as a community is not knowing what kind of business to invest in. If we only own and control 2% of all of the businesses that are in America, that means there is a surplus of Black men and women possibly seeking to get their business off the ground. But which businesses are going to make the cut? We have to be strategic in which businesses we're going to put out in the front line of our culture, just like every other community does, to make sure that we can recycle the wealth in our community. If we're going to do that successfully, you have to focus on the owner and not the business. Let me tell y'all something. This is real talk. You know, everybody talks about wanting to be a business owner and being their own boss. You know, in 2021, business is sexy, but not everybody is a business owner. Not everybody is an entrepreneur. I don't want y'all out here shelling money on something that does not have a promising future. I'm not telling you to snub your nose at our people. What I'm saying is that if you are sincere about taking our community to the next level, we have to be just as wise and strategic as everybody else. When you look at all of these other communities, they handpick and identify who gives them the best chance to get out front of the economic system, knowing that if they get behind that business owner, then the rest of the community will elevate as a result. You know, they got a saying in society, a rising tide will raise all boats. And so we as a culture have to understand where the energy is going. When we begin to invest in Black business owners, that's really just what it is. We are investing in that owner and not the business. You know, a person could have the world's best product, but the product execution is only going to be as good as the person who's executing on it. So we got to start asking ourselves and go through a checklist. Start to ask yourself when you see a Black business owner, are they driven? Is this person a problem solver? Are they disciplined by nature? Are they putting their all into this? Or is this just a hobby that they do on the side? See, I know, brothers and sisters, y'all want y'all's money to go to the right place, but I'm giving you wisdom because you don't have money in an infinite supply. That's the reason why we have to be strategic. You know, in an ideal world, I would just be able to name off random businesses and say, hey, put money there and put money there. But if we're really going to do this thing, like for real, we have to be strategic about where the money is going. That's always been a challenge in our community. Where is the money going? We spend over $1.5 trillion annually in the United States. Where is the money going? It's not going into enterprises by and large. So we need to set the format on how to recycle Black wealth. When you invest in a Black-owned business, you are investing in the owner before you invest in the business. Are they serious? Are they focused? Can you bet on them to produce? Or is this someone that still needs a lot of work to do before they really get going? I know a lot of us got a good heart and we want to see everybody make it, but I'm telling y'all this, the real right now, Black people, not every Black person needs to be a business owner. Some of us need to be owners. Some of us need to be investors. And some of us need to be workers to support the owners and the investors. I know y'all really don't hear me. Some of us need to help the real owners get this thing off the ground. And that's part of the reason why I'm always passionate about the idea of reparations. If you watch some of my previous shows, I've talked about how, with my knowledge of how the economy works, I do understand that even if we were given reparations as a people, a lot of the money would flow right back into the same hands that gave it. However, I also understand that there is a remnant of us within the community that if we had access to the capital and the funding, we would be able to change the game. This is part of the reason why we have not received those reparations to date, but we cannot wait on the government to supply it. We've got to invest in ourselves. Let me look at these comments right now before I get too far ahead of myself. Okay. Christina said, thank you for the work you're putting in to better our nation. Thank you for the support, my sister. Okay. Tia said, many Black-owned businesses are in the service industry. Now I see things moving more towards industrial, IT, and investing. Absolutely. We're going to touch on that. And see, this is the reason why, before we just start shelling out money all willy-nilly, we got to know, where is the money going? Okay. Mr. Research teaches politics for Black men says, keep teaching these guys. We would have more if we strive for more power. Okay. So we will empower ourselves by investing in our own businesses. Focus on the owner, not the business. Okay. Here's something that we got to remember. You could have the best product in the world, but if it's in the wrong person's hands, it's going down the drain. I've seen people have good ideas with poor execution, and I've seen people with average products have flawless execution. The people that win in America are the people that have average products or better with relentless execution. Y'all know it. How many times have you patronized a business that maybe didn't have the best customer service, but you still did business with them? How many times have you, funded a business where maybe they didn't have the world's best product, but they were all around the world? I mean, think about how many businesses today may not be the best of the best in terms of quality, but they are a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Why? Because they've mastered the art of the execution. That came from the business owner. It did not rely purely on the product to take off. When we invest in our entrepreneurs, we are investing in their expertise, their knowledge, their track record, their credibility, their passion, their work ethic, and their vision to push the business forward. And if you don't have trust in the owner, but rather the product, you need to take time to have serious conversation about how invested you're going to be in this business. Now, again, I'm going to talk a little bit further on this because I want to elaborate on the difference between giving out charity versus angel investing. For any of y'all that aspire to be angel investors, you need to be taking in all of what I just said. If you're just doing charity money, then you're just throwing money out the window and it don't matter where it goes. But if you are serious about really putting a financial backing behind a business and you expect to get a return on your investment, then you need to be very deliberate and strategic about where you place your focus. You're betting on the person first and the product second. The second thing that you need to think about is, what is this Black business owner's business plan? You need to analyze their past performance. How many times have you seen someone in our community say, "Hey, I'm starting a business," and then you start asking them questions about it and they don't really have the answers? And I'm not talking about far out wild questions. I'm talking about just basic numbers, understanding what their business model looks like, how they have their revenue structured, how they plan to generate cash flow. What's the loss leader of their business? When business owners don't understand what their numbers look like, that's a sign of a failing business. All successful businesses are in tune with their numbers. Okay, how y'all think McDonald's took off? You think McDonald's don't know how many people go through a drive-through every minute? Y'all think that FedEx doesn't know how many packages that it ships per day? You've got to know the numbers to know where your business is going, because business is money. Money is numbers. It's a math game to get to the money. So if you don't understand how to be able to manage the numbers, you can never understand how to manage the finances or manage the resources. You have to review the business plan and analyze past performance. So here's what you got to start asking. What is the vision of the company? Do you have it mapped out on paper? Where do you see this business going in the next 1, 5 to 10 years? For those of y'all that are on my show yesterday, y'all already know where I'm going. Y'all already know that the key behind all success is having your 1, 5 to 10-year roadmap in place, because when there's no vision, the people perish. A lot of times people operate in the spirit of hustling, called a business. What I mean by that is, you're just trying to make fast money for today, but you don't think of, okay, well, what business milestones do I want to reach in a year from now? What are my quarterly and annual goals? The reason why many of us haven't thought this through is because we only think about our talent and wanting to get out of the 9-to-5 job, but we really don't put it on paper. We really don't think about what business plan that we have on how we're going to accomplish a 5 to 10-year vision and how we can get started on working towards that today. So if there is a Black business, right? And let's say this, 80% of all small businesses fail within the first 5 years. So if we're going to be wise and strategic, we have to take bets on which businesses are going to make the cut and be in the 20%. Only 2 out of every 10 businesses in America are going to make it. And we're not even talking race related there. So when you factor in some of the challenges that are specific to our community, you have to be very focused on which businesses do we think are going to make the cut. You can't know that if you don't understand their track record. If somebody just has an idea, let's map out that idea on paper. It can't just be all talk. Y'all know a lot of us, we're good for the talk. And I'm not saying this to talk down on us, my people. I love my people. That's the reason why I created the show, to give y'all all this game for free. But the point is, if we don't understand the A to Z roadmap and what plans that they have in place, how do you know that you're not investing in just a talker rather than a real entrepreneur? Okay, you need to see some signs to show that this person is serious about this business. Some of you, as business owners, you may decide to not invest in a business until maybe 1 year's time. Some of you may decide to not invest in a business until you've seen a business plan. I would recommend that you try to support a business as early as possible. But even for a lot of our people that have achieved massive success, they're not going to get behind other business owners until that business owner has already shown a proven track record of consistency, if nothing else. Follow what I'm saying here. Even if the money hasn't come yet, there still needs to be some track record and consistency in what you do before other people start shelling out funds. These are the types of things that we need to think about. Number 3, and this is where the rubber hits the road. Identify what kind of investment you're going to make. Are you going to be a financial investor, a knowledge investor, or a social investor? Y'all need to write this down. If you are serious about investing in Black-owned businesses, you need to identify which one of the 3 you're going to be. So when you get behind a Black-owned business, are you going to be investing your money? Are you going to be sharing your knowledge? Or are you going to be a social ambassador? Let's talk about all 3. As I've said before, 80% of all small businesses fail within the first 5 years of getting started. This is due to a lack of cash flow. So one of the things that really keeps a lot of other communities going with successful businesses, especially during this pandemic, is having their community recycle funds within their business. Do y'all know how many businesses suffered and went under when these lockdowns hit? I've watched certain cultural businesses stay afloat only because the community came together and said, hey, we got to keep putting money into this business to suffer these hard times. Most businesses cannot go 1 month without sales. It is a cash eating machine, and there needs to be a lot of financial support. Again, I'm not just talking about little rinky dink businesses, y'all, because y'all know some of us be quick to hold Black business owners' feet to the fire. I'm telling y'all that millions of businesses from all cultures went under during the pandemic. Why? Because the average business in America cannot sustain itself for longer than 1 month time without sales. This is the reason why I always stress the importance of an emergency fund. I always stress the significance of making sure that you have 3 to 6 months worth of emergency savings set aside in your personal finances in case you fall on hard times. And we haven't even talked about business emergency fund. I got an entire other plan set for that. I recommend that you have 1 year's worth of emergency savings. So we cannot get on those levels without a solid business model and solid financial support. This is the reason why I'm always stressing super chats whenever we do the show. Businesses don't just run by, nice words. You have to have money to stay in business. It takes money to make money. In order to have the cameras, I got to buy camera equipment. In order to get the studio lighting, I have to have the equipment. And in order to have the software to be able to have this nice little scrolling marquee going down the screen along with the hoodie, it takes money, y'all. So that's the reason why I'm always requesting that if you're vibing with this show, please give a super chat, because this helps keep the show afloat. We talk about all these different businesses that we want to see in our community. How many of them are we getting behind financially? We got to put our money where our mouth is. We got to start taking bets on the business owner as well as the product, secondly, and say, hey, I can see this going somewhere. So I'm going to be an investor to make sure that it gets off the ground. When you see these other communities set up gas stations, who do you think helps circulates the dollars to start getting that thing going? You know, it takes time to start generating enough traffic so that a business can run on its own. When your business is in its infancy, a lot of times it just relies upon family and friends, who you have in your circle. These communities are able to keep their restaurants, their cleaners, their gas stations, their nail shops, and so many other things going because their community is recycling the dollars until it has gotten on a level where it can run on its own. None of these businesses start out killing it from day one. When you go under the hood of business ownership in America, most businesses do not get profitable until after 5 years in business. Look at the number one business in America today, Amazon. Amazon went 20 years without a profit before it really took off. Investors was wondering, yo, when are y'all actually going to make this thing profitable? When are we going to start getting returns on our shares? Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, just kept saying, hey, just be patient. Just be patient. It's going to take off. Just be patient. But even when it came to Jeff Bezos, he had tens of thousands of dollars from his own family before he even started a business. Same thing when it came to the owner of Chipotle. So you got to ask yourself, are you going to be a financial investor of a Black-owned business? This is especially important because it takes time for that business to get off the ground. The second type of investor that you can become, if applicable, is a knowledge investor. So, I know a lot of Black people who are starting businesses from square one. They've gotten started on their business within the past 12 months. And one of the best ways that I try to invest in other people's businesses is sharing the knowledge that I have. For example, a little bit earlier today, I was consulting a friend of mine about how to start a successful YouTube channel. Given the thousands of subscribers and the years that I've been doing this, there are things that I've learned about YouTube along the way. So if you have a certain level of experience or expertise, give that to a Black business owner, even if you can't shell out a lot of money. The money is key, but a lot of times the knowledge is better. So if you have real business experience, I'm not just talking about something that you didn't heard. I'm saying, for some of y'all that have actually been out there, you've run businesses successfully. You have experience in marketing, you have experience in accounting, you have experience in HR, key components of how to run businesses. If you have the knowledge, then by all means, please share it. Because one of the biggest problems that most entrepreneurs face is not understanding how a business runs from the business side of things. So let me give an example. And if you want to understand more about this, I would highly suggest that you check out the book The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. This talks more about this concept that I'm about to share with y'all right now. Most people start businesses because they were working at a job and they were working on their talent. And then they said to themselves, why not me? Why can't I go off and do this on my own? You know, I'm skilled at it. I have certain talents. But then they get out there and they try to start a business and they realize that running a business is so much more than your craft. So you may be good at doing hair. Some brothers that are on, you may be a barber, but there's a difference between cutting hair versus running a barbershop. You know, if all you know how to do is cut heads, well, you have to now learn the business model about how to have a barbershop building. You know, for a lot of you brothers out there, especially with this pandemic going on, one of the biggest opportunities is being a mobile barber. But it's more to it than just cutting heads. You got to be able to understand accounting. You got to be able to understand marketing. You got to be able to identify who is my target market. You know, what's the best platform for me to be able to generate leads? You've got to be able to understand, how do I set up an effective business model online where somebody can watch on social media me cutting somebody's hair or see a good picture of the cut. And then I create a funnel to get them from the picture to the link that then leads to an appointment to book them as a client. You got to be able to understand how to create your own online systems. So there's so much that goes into a business that is completely under the surface. I would wager to say that, you know, 10 to 20% of a business is actually you doing the thing that you want to do in the business. You know, 5% of my business is just me getting on here talking and giving out the game as a business consultant. The other 95% is making sure that I can structure a team, making sure that I can research content so I'm not just talking out the side of my neck whenever I'm giving this game to y'all. There's so much that goes into it that we do not see because we spend all of our time as the worker rather than the owner. So if you've been blessed with the ability to run a business and have certain bits of knowledge, then that's one of the best ways that you can give back to other aspiring Black business owners. That's the reason why I've created this channel, because even though I may not be able to hand out million dollar checks to everybody, I can still help you tremendously because I already know where you've been and I can show you how to get to the other side. Third thing that you got to do as an investor, this is a certain type of investor, is a social investor. So when I look at a brother like Yasha Allah, right? He gave a $20 super chat. He's a financial investor on top of a social investor. He's not only helping to help keep the channel going by supporting with funds, he also gets on the show on a regular basis and contributes his thoughts. He'll share this video. He'll get on here. A lot of y'all will see him on. He's on right now. I just ain't put him on the screen. I'm going to put him on the screen, no, right quick, just to shout him out. Here he goes right here. Y'all can see him right here. Good to see you, sir. Just had to give you a quick plug. Y'all see him on the screen right here. So it's more than just financial investing. It's social investing also, because his contributions help to make sure that other people in the community know about the business. The number one way that businesses make money is word of mouth marketing. When y'all go to great restaurants that are in different neighborhoods, y'all will see a line wrapped around the block because other people are telling other people about how good the business is. That's social investing. Why do you think there's such a thing as Yelp.com? Why do you think Amazon took off by how well it's able to structure 5-star reviews on its page? People are likely to make buying decisions based upon the social reviews that a business gets. So, when you think about structuring your business as an entrepreneur, having social investors are very important. And that's the reason why I'm trying to tell y'all, hey, shout out to my brother Juice. I see you on. My brother Juice, thank you so much for all that you do to support this channel, brother. I'm going to give you my time management masterclass just on the strength of the contributions that you've made. I'm going to do the same with you as well, Yasha Allah. Okay. See, I understand who these sponsors are. And that's the reason why I always encourage y'all to celebrate these men and women that help get this platform off the ground, because it is not a one-man show. Thank you so much, Brother Rodney, for the $5 super chat. You said knowledge is being dropped, family. A consultant would charge you hundreds. Facts. And that's on the low end. Like, a lot of the guys that I've done business with to know the things that I know, they do not get on the phone with people unless they're charging $5,000. They don't do all of this, in the moment, real-time consulting. And so I just hope that our people appreciate the value of what is happening. And that's the reason why I encourage you to be a financial investor by giving a super chat so we can keep the show going, or be a knowledge investor as well as a social investor. Okay. As I said, for you Black business owners out there, the number one way to make money and generate profit is through word of mouth marketing. A lot of y'all have seen video ads and radio ads out there. But the most profitable businesses in America come through word of mouth marketing. How many times have you seen video ads running for Amazon commercials? You don't see it that often. And they were already in the billions before they even really started doing a lot of mass marketing. Why? Because there was a word of mouth marketing behind their machine, where other people told other people, and that's how it got going. A lot of y'all don't realize that Jeff Bezos' business model is word of mouth marketing. Why do you think that at the front of every product, he puts a review on the page? He wants to get people talking about it, because that's what will generate new leads to the business. So when we aspire to invest in Black businesses, we need to make commitments on being financial investors, knowledge investors, and social investors. Part of being a social investor might mean, hey, if it's a content creator, smashing the like button, subscribing, telling people about it, putting it in people's DMs. Be a little annoying about it if you have to. That's the investment that you've decided to make. Okay. So I want all of us to just leave a comment right now. And thank you so much, Sister Ariel. She is another sponsor of this show. Let's celebrate the sister. We can take the same concept and apply it to evaluating stocks. Absolutely. I mean, we were the first stocks in America. We were the first commodity being traded in America. And how do you think we were traded from one owner to the next? By our track record, by our credibility, by the gifts that we had. That's how we were bought and sold. So everything that I'm giving y'all comes from the mindset of an owner. One thing that I always hear the brother Eric Thomas talk about is America didn't get wealthy based upon the people that got wealthy in America didn't get wealthy by working. They got wealthy by putting the workers to work. And so we've got to understand how to truly do this thing from an owner's perspective. If not, we're always going to be behind. We're always going to be the employee. We're never going to be the manager and the CEO, y'all. All right. So we talked about the knowledge, the social, as well as the financial investment. These are three areas that we need to focus on when it comes to investing in a Black owned business. Now, I want to tell y'all this. There are varying degrees of investing. You can be a light investor, or you can be an angel investor, which requires you to start off at an investment amount of $1,000 or beyond. When you are an angel investor on a micro level, for $1,000, you can begin to invest in a business that is actively seeking business capital. And then you can have ownership of the company or whatever the terms are. If that's the path that you're on, you want to be very clear with the founder about what you can and cannot contribute before moving forward with a serious investment. Now, like I said, a lot of y'all might just be charity investors. You just want to be able to support a brother or a sister in all of their endeavors, whether it takes off or whether it flops. But for those of y'all that have more skin in the game, or you actually have a deep investment, even if it's emotionally, into where this business is going to go, you really need to have a conversation with the founder about what it is that you can and cannot invest in that business. So I'll give an example. Some of you may know of a Black business owner, and you may go up to the brother and say, hey, I don't know a world about business. I'm not the most social person. I'm more of an introvert. Where I can help you is with the finances that I've accumulated over time. I love what you're doing and I can't help you anywhere else, but this is the extent of how far my investment can go. The reason why you want to have that dialogue as a serious investor is so that way you and the business owner are on the exact same page. Sometimes, especially when it comes to us as Black business owners, we may seek out so much support that you kind of have to draw the lines so that way you can manage expectations. I know folks that they want you to buy, they want you to, be out there doing the hustling for them. And you really need to make sure that you are very clear on what it is that you can and cannot do. Some of y'all, you may not have all the money in the world, but you may say, hey, I know about this industry. You're setting up a restaurant. I've cooked, for 20, 30 years in restaurants. Let me hip you to some of the secrets that I've learned along the way. If you are a serious investor, it's not just you leading with your wallet. You also need to communicate with the person as you do it, whether you're providing financial capital, intellectual capital, whatever capital that you are providing. Okay. Business and wealth is predicated around land, labor, and capital. Okay. Do you have a place where the business is going to run? Do you have a network of people to place your business, whether you have a digital business or a brick and mortar business? Labor. Do you have workers that can work in the business? Because you're not going to get on any serious level just as a one-man show. That's another part of the reason why I'm always talking about these super chats, because we actually were able to onboard a new assistant. So that way we can actually enhance the show. So thank all of y'all that have been providing your super chats as well as your cash apps thus far. I just onboarded a assistant today. All praises to the Most High. We're going to start taking these shows and we're going to start giving y'all short clips so y'all can get on the go during your day. couldn't do that without y'all support. You got to have labor. And then you got to be able to have capital. You got to be able to have the financing to get your thing off the ground. Okay. The fourth thing that y'all got to understand when you invest in a Black owned business are the risks. I keep saying that 80% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years. So don't bet the house on something all in the name of being supportive. I know brothers personally that, wanted to be supportive to other folks' businesses, and they had a really deep emotional connection and literally put up, retirement savings to help get that business off the ground. But they overlooked the owner instead of the business. What I mean is they did not pay attention to the habits of the owner to know if the business would actually be successful. They were just calling themselves being supported, regardless of whatever, bad habits the owner had. And as soon as they put money into it, it was gone. Y'all want to put your money into smart investments rather than putting it into a money pit. The thing about a business is it will take time before you start to see the return. It's not like the stock market where you could put money in now and, in an hour or so from now, you're seeing, ROI. It'll take some time before you start to see the residual effect. But that's the reason why you got to place so much focus on the owner rather than just the emotion or the product itself. You got to be able to understand who you are getting behind. Okay. So the fifth thing that I want us to talk about, let's recap this, y'all. Number one, focus on the owner, not the business. Number two, review their business plan and analyze past performance. You need to be able to see a consistent track record that this person is going somewhere. Number three, you need to identify what kind of investment you're going to make. Are you going to be a financial investor? Are you going to be a knowledge investor? Are you going to be a social investor? There could be the chance that you could be more than one. Number four, understand the risk before you bet the farm. Okay. You want to put your money into a viable business and not a money pit. Lastly, number five, build an ecosystem. One of the reasons why I love this show is because the gems that you get from the show will help you go and make more money. So this becomes an opportunity for us to create wealth within our community by you understanding how to effectively run a business, how to create passive streams of income, how to become a real estate investor and a stock investor. Y'all know every show I'm giving y'all 2 free stocks. By us doing that consistently, we're creating an ecosystem through this platform where we're raising the capital to recycle within the community. Okay. A lot of us don't see it that way, unfortunately, but that's what is happening. And when you invest into this show, for example, it helps give others opportunities as well. Thanks to your help, we were able to onboard a brand new assistant to the team. We're able to add even more value in the show so you can go out and make more money. And even when it comes to the businesses that email me, here's what I want to do moving forward. For the businesses that email me, to show you that I'm serious about us investing in Black-owned businesses, on top of me promoting your business for you, I want to take your business and you pitch your business on the show, and our audience will decide if they want to donate and invest in it right there on the spot. We could do that directly from this platform. Now, there are other ways that we can do this. You could be a business owner and you could go through a crowdfunding website like Kickstarter or something like that to be able to try to solicit your business to a wide audience. But as part of my commitment to invest in Black business owners, being one myself and knowing how hard it is, not only am I going to continue to give you the best free videos in this community, I'm also going to give you a platform for you to pitch your own business, show your business plan, outline the numbers, and our audience can decide right there if they want to be an investor and what type of investment that they're going to make. This is my vision for the channel. And I need every last one of y'all's support and encouragement. I cannot do this by myself, y'all. I need y'all sharing these videos. As I've said before, I need every Black man in America knowing that Black men's career exists. I want our community as a whole having access to this content. What they do with the information is totally on them, but we need access and we need opportunity. So I'm going to open up the phone lines right now. I'm going to put up the link to Cam Up. Let me get y'all's perspective. And for those of y'all that are just joining, welcome. This is a very important topic. Make sure that y'all are sharing this. Even for those of y'all that are watching this show after the live stream is over, the links for you to donate are in the description below the video, okay? Let us support. I want this platform to allow other Black business owners to thrive and grow. I want us to not only give them the knowledge and the social support, but I also want them to get the financial backing. So, Brother Yasha Allah, the floor is yours.
Hey, shalom, big brother. Shalom, family. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good to see you on today, sir.
Right. So I love your show to invest because it's like going to school. I'm an undergraduate, so I was in the streets. So I was in the streets.
Yes,
but
sir.
Your show made me think about all the times me in school, and my dad has two careers, especially in business. So growing up, I heard it, but I really didn't pay attention. I was doing things, didn't even know I was doing it when he was showing me, until now I'm really focused. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, business, he told me one thing. Business, like you said earlier, is about longevity, 5, 10, 20 years. Not because you're in business and out next week.
Right.
So you got to have your plan, like you said, your savings, everything else. But we don't do that. You know what I mean? Like earlier, as far as your business and money, what's your credit like? People come on all the time. How you get your own truck? I said, get your credit right. What's your credit score? I said, brother, I can do it for you. Call me. They don't call. When something happened, what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? My truck got broke down. My engine went out. I had to pay a lot of money to get it. I had the whole thing redone. I spent a lot of money. Like you said earlier, you got to have your resources also. Who to call? Who to so-and-so? You know what I mean? Everything's locked in my phone number. As far as business, the other brother said about in 3 or 4 years, he wants his own authority. I want mine too within 2 years. I have my name out already. I got my LLC. I got a checking account for my business because you got to get your LLC, register it, and everything else with the state once you get your LLC. So people who are out there want to know free gym, get your LLC. You have to do anything and you register with the state. Just have it already on file because it's on file. Mm-hmm. And we don't do that for us. Let me get my credit right, like OPM. You hear that all the time. You went to school, you know what OPM is.
Absolutely.
Other people's money.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you can go and say, you know what? I need $5,000. I won't go my savings, but I can go to this bank and swipe my card and get it. We don't do that because they look at credit. You know what I mean?
I'm on that real quick, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know, this is such an important topic, man, and I just pray that our people take it seriously. You know, we talk about the things that we don't have, but you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Right.
The way that this system is designed is that you can be an 18-year-old person and take out a $200,000 student loan, But you cannot be an 18-year-old person and take out a $100,000 business loan. And the sooner that you realize what I just said, the sooner you will realize what society wants you to be. In America, you can take out a $200,000 business, a student loan at 18 years old. You see it all the time. Look at everybody going to law school. Look at folks going to MD. They got money out the wazoo in debt. But try to go into a bank and take out half of that in a business loan and you will be denied. Business ownership is the key to wealth. But here's the thing. It is that much harder for our people to even get the business loans that are being handed out. I mean, this has already been documented, man. I mean, even in our history in this society, we've already understood the challenges that we've had with getting mortgage loans, business loans, and so many other wealth generators. So it's so important for us as a community to say, hey, if our young Black men and women cannot effectively qualify for a loan to start their business, even if they have the right spirit to do it, are we going to be the ones to put that business on our back so that it can take off? We are not invested enough in our community. You know, we tend to go through life with a very selfish mentality, a every man for himself type of mentality that we've only learned post-slavery, by the way. But, you know, when we take on this me, myself, and I type spirit, none of us win because success is a team sport. So I didn't mean to take over there, but I just wanted to hop in because you were talking about the importance of credit and loans. And even for those of us who do understand the significance of having good credit, it's not a walk in the park to be able to get the right access. So this is the reason why us investing in Black business owners is so important, because this is what every other community does for their people.
Right. And then you hear brothers talk, like you said earlier, with a plan. I'm down for it. Get the paperwork. Let me review it. I'll turn over to an attorney. I just want to be an investor. Nothing else. About buying some apartments from real estate. Brother, it's a good idea. But I got to see some paperwork first and a plan first and execution first. Before I do anything with my money, like, you got to do your homework. We don't want to do our homework. Like brother saying, don't be blind and it's, here you go, and that's it. And the guy's over in South America having a party using Russia off your money. We don't want to do that. I mean, you got to plan 3-4 years, like my trucking business. Or just me. I'm concerned about me. And so I'm a certain age now. I want to move another step. So I've been planning since last 2 years, another year. I'm going with the authority, go on. I got some plans here. Like you said, you got to I got all kind of paper on books. Like you said, if it's not on paper, it's a pipe dream. So all it is. And I have it on plan because here, 80% of drivers for the port are Jakes, Black and Hispanic. And they pay everybody different. They rob you. And all the companies that's here, which is a lot, maybe one is a Jake. That's
right.
Here.
Right.
And they rob you. Oh, lease a truck from me. I said, there's two things in leasing. You can lease one or buy your own. I can't decide that for you. All I can tell you is look up the benefits of leasing and owning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's one of the reasons why I appreciate you so much, sir, because you're providing the knowledge investment to those brothers that are looking to get started. You know, all of us want to be successful. All of us want to, you know, have something for ourselves, but you got to know what it looks like to get there. And, you know, I want to really touch on something real quick because I want you to to throw your 2 cents in on it, you know, one of our top sponsors to this show, Brother Juice, he said, we eventually going to get Black Men's Career Summit started. An arena sold out. You know what's so heavy about that, Juice and Yasha Allah? That was already a part of my 5-year plan. Right. But you know what's so crazy? How can we sell an arena out if we can't even get Black people online to get soak up the information? Like, you can literally be anywhere. You know, if we get you in an arena, okay, you got to pay for food, you got to pay for travel, airfare, gas, whatever the case may be. Like, you're going to have to take some steps to get there. We're giving out the game to folks for free. And we still got to get our people to show up, man. So I need y'all to see this. If y'all really want to see this happen, because I'm about it, we need to get our people committed. This is the reason why there has to be social investment. Yo, did you know that there's this brother on YouTube called Black Men's Career? He be talking about how us as Black men, Black women can set up these businesses so that way we could get out of our 9-to-5 jobs. Check them out. Smash the like button. We don't even got, okay, there's 14 people on, but there ain't even 14 likes on this show. So until we start to get serious about putting our community on, it's never going to happen, y'all. So that's the reason why I'm always, the reason why I'm always encouraging us as a people to put up super chats is because I'm trying to show the world Black people recycling Black dollars. This is the only outlet where you could literally put the donation like that so easily on the screen. We could easily set this whole thing up to where the money comes on the back end. There's money that comes through Cash App, there's money that comes through other ways, but the reason why I publicize this is because I'm trying to create a culture for the world that Black people invest in other Black people. Right now, that is foreign. So if we're really serious about this thing, man, we're going to really need to step our game up. We're going to really need to get people online. We need to show that the commitment is serious, because it's not until we get the right numbers that we even have a proof of concept to be able to reserve an arena. Okay, do y'all think that I could go to Madison Square Garden and say, hey, yeah, you know, my name is Uzziah and I want to get Black people here? No, it ain't that easy. I got to be able to show them numbers. I have to be able to show them a following. I have to be able to show them investment capital. I have to be able to incentivize them to prove to them why us even having this arena is worth our while. Let's not even talk about buying our own arena, because I know y'all don't want to take it there. You know, instead of, you know, going to the Great Western Forum or the Superdome or wherever else, why don't we buy our own arena so our people can get the education? But it starts here, brother. If we can't even do this, and all this is for free, mind you, everybody putting up the super chat, that's just on the strength of a voluntary donation. If we can't even get the engagement on a certain level for free, how are we ever going to do it at the next level? But you see, from every other community, they could come from another country and they're going to follow their people into the communities that they have here. Correct. Whether it's Chinatown, whether it's Little Russia, no matter what it is, they're going to come and establish and put on for their own. That's a level that we've got to get on in our culture. So I just wanted to throw that out there while you're still on, Yasha Allah, and I wanted you to give your own 2 cents on that, because, you know, there's a lot of great things that we can do, but if the investment isn't right, how will it ever take off? Would you agree with that?
I agree, definitely. And the things you're saying, those are just little steps, and we won't even do that.
Yeah.
Because like I keep telling everybody, you're going to get my age one day. That's the way it is. So my mind is more focused on my retirement. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? To invest even more. You make me do that with just classes. Because when I was young, there was no computers. Everything you had to do was you had to call somebody on the phone. Ding, ding, ding. With no phone number. Not no buttons. Hope you get somebody. Hey, man, my truck broke down. How to do this to save some money. You know what I mean? Now you go on YouTube. Everything's accessible. Wasn't about stocks back then. Everything's accessible. People teaching. You're teaching. Investing. I just still can't do it. I'm tired. I'm tired too. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm 60. You're 32. You're tired?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm tired too, but this is my benefit for myself and for my kids. Hope to catch on too in our future generations. But you got to make a sacrifice. That's the way it is. Either I want to be this way or that way.
Sir, can I say something? You're really getting me going tonight, man. Thank you for coming on here, brother. You know, for a lot of our people, I'm just going to keep it a buck. I know some of y'all not going to like it. You'll think I'm trying to come from the wrong angle to cut y'all down. I'm not. That's not the spirit that I'm coming from, y'all. I'm very sincere about the love for our people. A lot of us don't want to be business owners as much as we want to get out of the next man's job. A lot of us don't want to have our own thing. We just want to stop getting whips on our back at the plantation. And you will see the distinction in that when it comes to the level of sacrifice and effort that we give in starting up our own enterprise. Let me tell y'all one thing, to all of y'all aspiring Black business owners that are out there. Maybe some of y'all just started businesses and you're looking for a lot of content on mindset and perspective. There is a big difference between being a business owner and hating your 9-to-5. Shout out to my brother Gilbert Moses Jr. in the house, man. You know I'm going to put you out there, my brother. Thank you for the love, my brother. Thank you for the love, man. I will give your YouTube channel a rep, but I know you don't really want the publicity like that. You a low-key dude, man. This brother's line name was incognito, so we're not going to put him out there like that. All that I will say, however, is that when it comes to our mindset, our mentality about wealth creation, we want to live a life where you don't have to work for somebody and still get to the bag, but you don't have the mindset of, hey, listen, I am so deeply invested into something that I am willing to get off of my 9-to-5 job and work from 5 to 9 p.m. until this gets off the ground. Shout out to the chief for the $10 super chat. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Black man. Thank you for the support. Much appreciated as always. Thank y'all for being invested in positive Black male media. Now, again, there's a difference, my people, between, okay, you know what? I don't like how this boss is talking to me versus I have a vision and I am willing to labor and toil in this vision until it takes off. You know, a lot of times you're not going to see your vision take off until many years down the line. Are you committed to being a business owner? Or do you just want to be on easy street? And this is the reason why I said when we talk about the subject of investing in Black-owned businesses, you've got owners, you've got workers, and that's pretty much as far as it goes. Not everybody is meant to be an owner. Not everybody is meant to be a worker. And then we can also have investors. You know, I want to be able to invest in brothers' businesses like the Gilbert Moseses of the world, where I give a brother, hey, here's some social knowledge right here. I'm investing in you, King. When I'm giving you my time, this is my investment in you. When I'm giving you money, this is an investment. Okay, because you know one thing? It's only going to come back to me at the end of the day. If I don't invest in my brother, I'm not going to have anything because we're only as good as each other. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Okay. So Mr. Gerardo says, why invest in only Black businesses? Why can't we consider Hispanic, Asian, Caucasian, Middle Eastern, etc.? Well, many of us invest in all of these other businesses every single day. When we go to grocery stores, when we go to retail stores, typically these are businesses that are run outside of our community. So this is not by any means to say that we are boycotting other businesses, but if Black people only own 2% of the businesses in the United States, surely I would hope that some Black people would be wise enough to want to invest in the businesses in their culture. So y'all don't really want me to talk this talk. I'm going to put this comment up on the screen because I'm going to reiterate what I just said. I have never seen a world in the 33 years that I've been alive that I've seen Black people only invest in Black businesses. I haven't seen that world. I could tell you about every Black person I know and how we invest in every other business but Black-owned businesses. See, that's the reason that many of you don't understand when you give commentary outside of our culture. Many of you don't understand that there are challenges specific to our culture where Black people do not invest in each other at all. So it is second nature for a Black person to take a dollar and put it into something outside of the community. Statistics show that a Black dollar is only retained internally for 6 hours in a day. Jewish people, however, have their dollar circulated for over 20 days, close to 30 days. Asian people, their dollars are close to 30 days. All I'm trying to do is understand the wisdom behind how those communities have thrived and evolved over the years and say, hey, why is it that we do not pattern ourselves after those best practices? This has nothing contrary to deal with any other culture. We patronize them on a daily basis. But if we help build America, and there are 13% of Black people in the United States, then why is it that 13% of the population only controls 2% of the businesses? This is a specific problem to us. Hence the reason why I am having targeted messaging about the specific issue as a leader of my community. And anybody else that does the same thing for their culture, I look at that as common sense. I have no problem with anybody else from any other community trying to make sure that their sons and daughters can have generational wealth for years to come. I just want my seat at the table for me and mine, with no disrespect to anyone else. So we got a lot of things going on. I know, Yashala, you want to say something real quick. I'm going to take you off of mute. Let me go ahead and throw this out there. And let's make sure that we keeping that first house rule. I don't know how bad I may have triggered you, but let's make sure that we keep this thing rolling positively on the YouTube space.
One thing you said, I lived in Laredo, Texas for 6 years. Anybody know about Laredo? It's 90%, 99% of Hispanics. That's all it is. So I live with them, I work with them, I ate with them. But one thing I learned, they can have an argument, they can get in the fights, they can cuss each other out, but they gonna keep the money toward their family that they had a fight with last week. Oh, I'm getting the phone, call my family. They don't give it outside their family. They just don't. And this guy had a fight last week. I know.
Yeah.
And we don't understand that. You know what I mean? The Chinese do it, the Arabs do it. They all keep the money to themselves.
You know what's so funny though, Yasha Allah? Why is it that these same people never go into these other communities where other communities capitalize off the Black dollar and say, hey, why is it that your target customer is black people, but you never invest any of the proceeds into the black community.
They're not.
I see you taking your proceeds and putting your kids through college so they can be doctors, lawyers, and engineer. Why do we never have the conversation and say, hey, why don't you invest in anybody else's businesses outside of the business for your own people? I've never seen. I need folks to start getting on camera and sending me videos of these same people going into these other communities and saying, hey, how come Middle Easterns, how come you're not coming and looking out for these black folks? You got these different businesses set up in their community. Where's the money? Where's the kickback going? You know the reason why we don't even think to ask that question? Because it makes sense in everybody else's community but our own. We don't think to go to anybody that owns a liquor store in our community from a different culture and say, hey, well, why is this kickback not coming to us? We understand he set up a business so that way he can build his legacy. It's only when we try to put on for ourselves where the issue ever becomes a problem. And because of that, shout out to Brian Livings for the $10 super chat. He says, I love the message, brothers. Keep up the good work that you're doing. The brother Rodney Lawrence says, we have an agenda that's exclusive to us, and nor can we feel bad about B1. The black experience is quite an experience. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if these things were as self-evident in our culture as it is other cultures that have been mentioned, I probably wouldn't even have this channel because it would be futile. The whole reason behind why I have this channel is because there are problems that we experience specific to us that requires leadership and communication from people that look like us. You got messengers and leaders in all of these other communities that's looking out for themselves. It's time for us to be able to step up, man. I'm not saying that we got to have it all, but man, come on, 2%, y'all. 2%, we could do better than this. But there has to be a lot of leadership. So thank you, as always, my brother Yashala, for hopping on. Thank y'all for the super chat. Make sure that you smash the like button for those of y'all that are just hopping on, okay? Definitely need your support to be able to support and sponsor positive black male media, all right? All of your encouragement goes a very long way. And just so that way, y'all know, a lot of you are all familiar with us having sponsored Lauren Morales. A lot of y'all are familiar with Lauren Morales and how she's an avid supporter of this channel from the Latino community. We just promoted her business last week by talking about her farming business, her real estate business. We promote it. So if there is support to be had for folks that are supporting us, don't think that it's going to be on some stuff where we won't, have the conversation, but we do need to make sure that we look out for one another. Okay. So to close this out, y'all, if you got any other questions or if you want to get on camera, feel free to cam up. Mr. Gerardo, if you want to cam up and have the dialogue further, I would love to be able to have it. So let me put the cam up link here for you. I know I responded to this comment, but if there are any of you that are opposed to black-owned businesses getting investment exclusively, we can have the talk. The link is in the description below. Let's talk. Until then, I'm going to be giving out 2 free stocks sponsored by Webull. So again, another company that is not black owned that I have not turned away, because y'all know people be coming onto my channel and be trying to make it seem like, if it ain't black, he ain't messing with it. Black Men's Career is sponsored by Webull. We deal with folks that's dealing with us. Webull is sponsoring our channel with 2 free stocks so that way you can be an investor. Webull is a financial trading platform that allows you to invest in stocks as well as cryptocurrency. So if you want your 2 free stocks, get it. It is in the comments section below. Okay. Y'all know this is about growth. This is about ownership. This is about leveling up. This is about creating legacy. Okay. A lot of us don't come from a whole lot of generational wealth. And so it has to start somewhere. That's why we're doing it on this show. And for those of y'all that want to be able to get even more game beyond what I've put in today's episode, then I would really encourage you to check out my free book, The How to Succeed Survival Guide. Okay. For those of y'all that enjoyed a lot of what we talked about tonight and you want to be able to take the next step, then check out this free book. I'm showing you how to get out of living paycheck to paycheck and being an owner, how to take your natural strengths and turn it into money. Okay. That's one of the best ways for a lot of us to be able to get our businesses off the ground. Take your natural strengths and figure out a way to monetize on it. Okay, so that link is in the description below if you want access to the free book. All right, all y'all got to do is make sure that you take care of the shipping and handling, and I'll make sure that that gets sent out to you within the week. Okay, y'all, this was a very lively discussion, very, very lively discussion. Thank y'all for being on as always. In tomorrow's episode, we're going to talk about how to create wealth. Okay, now this is going to be a much broader discussion. Tonight we talked about business, but for those of y'all that are business owners and you're looking for other opportunities beyond business, we'll talk about that tomorrow. For those of you who want to create wealth, but maybe being a business owner is not for you, then tomorrow's conversation is one that you will want to be a part of. And I want to state this again. Not everybody has to be the business owner. You know, you could be the number 2, the number 3, the number 4, the number 5. If you were the number 10 person in Facebook when it IPO'd, you came up. Over 99% of everybody that runs a business. So another thing that we got to get past is the stigma that, you know, you have to be a business owner. Let's get in where we fit in, y'all. Even if we're not the owner, let's get behind the owner so that way we can all win. Okay. Like the brother Yasha Allah said, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure that y'all smash that like button. Please make sure that y'all give a super chat. If you are invested in positive black male media, as I said, this is the only show where you can receive positive black male media focused on financial, spiritual, and communal empowerment. So if you want to see this show going, please donate. If you're wondering how to give a super chat like the ones that you've been seeing, make sure that you hit the dollar icon that is directly below the chat window. By you bringing forth your super chat, like our brother Brian did with that $10 super chat, thanks again. It will make sure that we can keep the show going. Y'all know we got haters. Y'all know there's people that don't want to see the show around y'all. So there may have to come a day where we need our own platform. Okay. So thank y'all so much for the support. Tia asked, what time tomorrow? I do this show every day of the weekday, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Y'all can tune in Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. The only times that I don't do this show, especially if it falls on a weekday, is if I'm giving honor to the Most High on that day, because I always tell y'all about how we must put the Most High in everything that we do, including our worldly success. So make sure that y'all get with me tomorrow at 7 p.m. Make sure that you smash the like button. Make sure that you super chat. If you're watching this after the live stream, make sure that you put in a Cash App Thanks again, Ramon. Thanks again, Andrew, for hitting up that Cash App. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to create wealth. We're going to analyze how the rich get richer, what they know that we don't, what are some steps that we can take starting today. So make sure that you tune in, and anybody that you know that needs to hear this, have them tune in also. If they have questions, make sure that they're on live. Again, if y'all got a business that y'all want me to promote, send me an email at uzziah@blackmenscareer.com. Give me your website. Give me the details about your business. Okay. Tell me everything that you want me to promote for you, and I will give you a free plug on this platform in front of a live audience. Y'all see that we got 7,000 subs. And as I told y'all before, once we get to 10,000 subs, Lord's willing, this will be on the YouTube channel. Okay, you will be able to grab your copy. So make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like, make sure that you give the super chat. If you have any ideas on other topics that you want me to talk about on this show, send me an email at uzziah@blackmenscareer.com. I'm going to say this once and I'm going to say it again, y'all. This show does not have anything going on against other communities. This show is simply an expression of love for our community. We have done so much work to build up the society, and we still have but little to show for it. If we want to take things to the next level, just like everybody else is doing, we need our leaders to step up. So I thank y'all. I love y'all. Let's keep praying for each other. Let's keep praying for everybody that's out there in Louisiana, that the Most High give them peace and comfort during these last days. And I wish y'all nothing but the best, man. Talk to y'all soon. Lord willing, keep pushing.